decide on your vibe?
So vibe, I would think, is more like, are you going intimate with a really small guest list? Are you going to have like a huge party and invite all your friends and family and basically everybody you know? Do you want something formal? Do you want something informal? Kind of deciding how you want the day to feel rather than look.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's like a conversation the two of you kind of have in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people can say, I think vibe is actually easier to define than style. Because you can, like,
I agree
I
with
want to just have 50 people at my wedding versus having like 250.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I know that I want it to be relaxed, or I feel like most people want their wedding to be fun.
Yeah.
Like I
hope so.
Yeah.
It should be.
Please have a fun wedding.
Please have a fun
Or however
wedding.
you define fun, right?
Your guests
Yeah,
will thank you. But I feel like that's a pretty common word when people ask about vibe.
Yeah.
It's fun, relaxed, that kind of thing.
So what questions do you ask to decide on that? What do you ask yourself?
So like, what do you like to do as a couple? What do you guys do on the weekends? Do you go out to dinner, just the two of you? Or are you meeting up with friends at a bar until, 2 a.m.?
Sure.
Are you going hiking or are you staying at home? Do you go out with your family a lot or do you go out with your friends more often? Questions like that. What does your ideal day and ideal night look like together? And then kind of translate that over to how you want your wedding day. Because, wedding day is a big day, a very important day, obviously, but it's still a day where you're together doing, something together and you want to be able to enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I think looking too, like, what is your like typical vacation like? Or what was a favorite vacation you guys went? Was it like to Fiji or was it like, laid back hiking or something like that? Right. So that can help to define like kind of how you feel too.
Like, why was it your favorite?
Yeah. Like, what about it? Was it with everybody Was it with just the two of you? Like bits and pieces like that.
So, Lauren, what was your favorite vacation for you and Ricardo?
Ooh, that's hard. So my favorite place was definitely Santorini because I had just dreamed of going there for so many years. But I am definitely a sit on the beach and drink in my hand all day long kind of girl.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So probably when we did our all-inclusive in Mexico is definitely up there.
Oh, nice.
Which we're going back to in a week.
Oh, my gosh.
So jealous.
So jealous. What was yours?
Ooh, Florence with you on our honeymoon, far and away.
Yeah, I would say same.
Yeah, it's not even...
Samesies.
Samesies? That was far and away.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, I went to Florence with my mom, and I love my mom.
She's probably
But
listening.
she probably is. Shout out to my mom.
Your mom's actually probably listened to every episode, not just because
Probably.
you're on this.
But I would love to go back with Ricardo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Trace Mama. So can we mix vibes? Like, for instance, Samie tends to like more to go places and to like to Florence and things like that, which I love too. But I also, similar to you, I love to go to the beach. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my jam and my thing. So how can you mix those two if they're different?
Yeah. There are certain aspects of vibes you can mix. You can't have an informally formal party.
But what if you could?
That
would be awesome.
kind of mixing of vibes would be really hard to do.
So like that would be like if everyone's wearing sweatpants, but it's seated.
But the tuxedo shirt.
Yes, exactly.
There's no rules, guys. If you want to do it, do it.
Yes. So yeah, you can definitely mix like maybe more of a, formal beach wedding if you want more of like a relaxed vibe, like maybe the water, the sand, but then still require like, cocktail attire and still decorate elegantly. So that kind of mixing, or you can do like classic ceremony at the church, bring in more of a classic feel there, but then at your reception go a little more like boho and informal. But there are definitely certain aspects you can't mix.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like ceremony and reception, like kind of having them as two separate vibes that have a similar like style could be a good way to kind of appeal to both people. And then sometimes you just have to compromise.
Yeah. All about compromise.
Always. That continues past the wedding day.
It does.
And wedding planning.
Compromise is key.
All right, so now we've decided on what our vibe is, and we've worked together, and we're mixing sorts of vibes together. What contributes to it?
To the vibe?
Yeah.
Your guest count?
Definitely.
Yeah. Because you can have an intimate wedding with 250 people.
Can you?
But can you? Can you? No. So I think like that is like a big piece. Like, and if you're gonna have a formal wedding, I think it's also like budget plays a role in it too. Because like if you're gonna have a formal wedding, it's gonna be a lot different on your budget if for 250 people than you would for some of the pieces would add up versus like things like formal. I think like seated dinner versus buffet.
Yeah, definitely.
So that would change a place in it. What else do you think?
Obviously your venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, you can have a modern wedding in a barn, but a rustic wedding would fit much better in a barn and a modern wedding in an art museum.
Yeah.
And then kids.
Kids.
Yes, the whole formal, informal piece.
Sure.
Kids, no kids, that'll definitely set your vibe real quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, if you got like 25 kids running around, it's going to be a totally different vibe than just by nature of children.
How come at every wedding that there are kids there, there's always a 7-year-old little nephew or boy that is breakdancing in the middle of the
That
floor?
is true.
Always.
Every single time.
Well, and that's the thing with kids is like they're wild cards. So they're just going to
Never know what you're
you
going to
never know what you're going to get. But I feel like you're always going to get one kid who's like, on the dance floor. So that does change the vibe.
You're also going to get one crying in the corner.
Oh, 100%. At least one. So, if you have
That could be a
kids-
bridesmaid too, though.
It could. If you have kids on the dance floor, it's going to change the vibe of that like party like scene if that's what you're going for. It just is by nature of children.
Yes.